Well, the CIA director, former CIA director, had words for Trump first round in the first administration. And I was going to quote it, but I don't think I'll quote it, just to say that Trump will be relegated to the dustbin of history when his full depravity, venality, and corruption is known. It seems like that's a good thing for Americans. They like that stuff.
Yeah, I really don't know what to say. I'm wondering if they'll have a statue of him someday, and what will it say? Right now, people must be high on the hog with joy, those who voted for him or wanted him to be the leader. I'm still godsmacked. I don't know, with all the things I saw him do and the things I heard him say and the convictions and everything that this man has under his belt, which are now going to be thrown out. He's going to be able to get out of this, all of it. What it's going to say about America on that statue is, there's no equal rights in this nation. There are those who are above the law in this nation. And there are those who are valued high above others in this nation. That's, to me, what this election has said. Because of all the things, the list could be, we could go on this whole podcast of the faults of the man. And even if he thinks everything he said is a lie, how you said it and why you would say it and have no compunction about saying it speaks volumes of who you are. And to have that man, I've used the term, it's like when they said, give us Barabbas over Christ. We'd rather have the murderer and the rebel, and you keep God's son. We would rather have that. I think that's what America has chosen.
Yeah, so there's a lot of feedback going around social media about what this all means about America. It's not, there's some people, there will always be the post-game analysts who say, she dropped the ball, fumbled it on the 5. She could have picked it up and ran into the end zone, but she didn't. What's wrong with the Democrats? They're blah, blah, blah. There's none of that in my mind.
No, not in mine
she
either.
ran the best campaign possible given the circumstances that
and the time she had.
And the time she had. It was the best 100-day, and a lesson for Canada. That's why our elections are short, because we do the same thing all the time, but it looked amazing to see it in America, that the game really went afoot for the last 100 days. Yeah. And ours is even shorter than that. So,
and I'm glad it is.
I'm glad it is too.
And I do think, quite frankly, there should be I'm glad Canada has a limit on funds.
Yes.
I just, because in the United States, you can literally, the United States is everything it's against at this point in life. It's everything. You can purchase an election. You can, and I know people are going to say they didn't do that, but yeah, in reality, but in fairness, you got to understand the Democrats spent far more than the Republicans. So their money didn't work. The billionaires' monies did work. Why? I'm not quite sure. So I guess I counteracted my own thing, but
you're talking out loud.
What I said in the beginning, I meant what that statue would say is really the Statue of Liberty is don't give us the immigrant,
and don't give us people who look different, sound different,
and
do different.
You got to understand, if you come to this nation, all things are not equal.
That's right.
Not everybody is under the same law. That's just a fact now in the United States. They made that statement. Yeah. And Trump's literally going to get out of all the law breaking he did. He's going to get out of it because he's a president higher than everybody else in the nation, and in his mind, I think probably in the world.
There's so much to cover if we want to sort of delve into it. So the fact that America elected a criminal is the first layer for me. It's impossible for me at the moment to come to grips with so many millions of Americans, tens of millions, voting for a guy who is a criminal. Convicted by a court of his peers, who's awaiting sentencing in those 34-count convictions. Now, that's aside from whatever else is going to be tossed out now because he's the president. Well, not until January the 6th.
But they're not going to do it. And he also, his insurrection that everybody says he didn't incite that. Of course he did. He did incite that. Of course he did. And then he sat there for the longest time as they were trying to burn down the Parliament buildings there. Yeah.
The January 6th report documents it all, which is why Liz Cheney and Adam Kinzinger and Adam Schiff are on the targets of Trump, and I'm waiting to see how his enemies list comes to be.
I'm concerned about that. His wanting revenge. I am really concerned. We'll see what happens, but I am concerned about that. I can see people just being pulled out of their homes, and
So you've seen night raids? I mean, this is sounding like the Gestapo in
I think
1930s Germany.
Listen, I'm going to be happy as anybody if absolutely nothing happens. And I know there's people listening to us right now who said everything's just going to be the same as it ever was. So I guess my greatest hope is Trump lied about everything he said.
That's our best option.
That's our best option, that he lied
That
about
he's a
everything
liar.
he said.
Just
But
keep
what
lying.
the darkness is within this is he was voted in on his lies.
Yes.
Those people are basically making a statement. I don't know how there's going to be peace in the nation when he said all that he said, and the thing, one of the greatest things I don't understand is a huge a group of Latinos voted for him.
And white women.
And white women. I don't get it. I don't like the Democratic policies. I've told you that. I don't like Trump. There is no more a Republican Party. Even Trump's calling it the movement. It is no longer. You'll notice that.
Yeah.
When the Democrats say the Democratic Party's for this,
Yeah.
and we're going to do that,
Yeah.
he says the movement. Welcome to the movement.
He's been saying the movement since 2016.
Yeah, it's the Trump
And
party,
the
which
fake-
means Heil Hitler type
The
thing.
fake news stuff has been going on since 2015 as well. So he's planned it well. It's a long game, that thing, because you have to take people's minds and massage them over years with consistent lying, cheating, stealing, corruption to make them sort of agree with you by the time you're getting there. And 10 years has done it.
Yeah.
It's really changed the ship of America.
Well, one thing I'll give him, I really will give him this. I've never seen anybody so strong in sticking to it. The guy was everything,
Well, he's
every
in-
media, every legal, everything, and he still came out like like this floating on a
Teflon
cloud.
Don.
He still did it, and there he is. He could not hide his pride.
He hasn't got a moral fiber in his being.
All his family up there, and he said just look at what happened.
Yep.
And he's got to be saying, and there's going to be people worship at the feet of this guy, worship at his feet.
Now, just to throw in my Russia, it was true in 2016, and I still maintain that level of influence by Russian trolls was only hinted at, and we knew it was going to get worse every single election cycle. When I think it's Medvedev who was talking about Kamala would get what she deserves and was bitter and spiteful and saying, good thing, good riddance. Now, he didn't say the word garbage. That was J.D. Vance who said that. So America's doing it to themselves, shooting themselves in the foot. But when your enemies are the ones who are cheering you on, there's something wrong with you.
There is something I'm interested in. I don't understand it. And we know that there's been communication with the supporters of Trump and Putin. We know that. Elon Musk has been on the phone several times with Putin. We also know Trump talked several times with Putin. Yet Putin has not congratulated him. So was that prearranged?
Keep your distance.
Keep your distance.
Yep.
And I guess my biggest concern right now, the immediate biggest concern, is my concern for Ukraine, that Trump may just say, screw you. You didn't do my bidding, and I hate your guts. And, Trump called him one of the greatest salesmen on earth. I don't know if that means Trump's going to respect him. But look what happened to the colonel.
Yeah.
Look what happened to the lady, Ukraine's ambassador, the ambassador to Ukraine, who said, I'm at the pleasure of the president. He can fire whoever he wants.
And he did.
But I don't understand why he wanted to destroy me.
Yes.
And he wanted to destroy the colonel. wanted to destroy him.
That's Vindman.
Yeah.
His brother won his congressional seat, by the way.
Good.
So
good.
there's some.
But he wanted to destroy
Yep.
him simply for just being, having a moral fiber.
Yes, so we have that example already in the history books, and we can look at it and understand that was real. This is real vengeance. This is what the enemies list is going to look like. This is what's going to happen to the people who got in Trump's way.
Yeah, he does not appreciate getting in his way.
No.
He doesn't appreciate it all. And if you look at the picture of his cabinet, that one at the back, he's in the Oval Office, and they're all lined up behind him. There's only one. I think it was Nikki. Only
Haley.
one Haley stuck by. All the others are gone. And I heard a guy say, "All you that he chooses, don't get comfortable where you are." And this is a guy that was worked for him for 11 days while he was in the
Oh,
office. But-
Scaramucci.
yeah, helped them get there, and then said, there comes a point where you're just in there, and all of a sudden he says something, you go, what the heck? Did I just hear that? Or does he really want me to do that? And you got to leave. Or you're a Trumpite.
Yes,
How many attorneys have lost their license?
Yeah.
3, I think.
Well, I think there's still pending in Arizona.
Yeah.
The election fraud
Those
trials are still going
who
on.
did his bidding have lost their license in a court of law. So those who think, oh, no, that's just the left. It ain't the left. He broke the law.
Yeah.
And he keeps breaking the law. And now he can do anything he wants
I don't understand.
according to the courts.
I don't understand why people think the courts are for one side. The courts are being used by the Democrats. Really? The courts have been used, and Trump's played the courts from the U.S. Supreme Court to his 3 appointments under his administration, and he will likely have Alito and Clarence Thomas go as well. So he'll get 2 more. He will be able to stack the
Oh,
whole
he's going to
thing.
rule, Terry. And, I'm sorry. He's going to rule.
Salami, baloney.
And you
Yes.
better flatter him, even if you hate his guts. All he wants is the flattery. Just acknowledge he's the power.
We'll get
That's all
into
you
some
need to do.
conspiracy theories about the election because there is stuff floating around.
Whoa.
Next podcast. Jim and Terry Show. Turning a page? No, we're going back. Back to 2016 and God help us.
I don't know.
I'm
we'll
smiling.
see what happens.
I got fresh
I'm an
coffee.
observer. I'm an observer.
I'm an observer. Gee, you're a stranger here on this place
Yeah.
called Earth.
It's called useless, I think. But never.
The Jim and Terry Show signing off. Bye-bye.